Hey guys, what is up? It is your boy Sainty DJ, and whoa, oh! Well, that was definitely a little weird. Anyway guys, welcome back to another episode of Minecraft.
Now that is what I call quality content.
Watch out! Bag up!
Hey guys, what is up? It is your boy, Sainty DJ, and welcome back to another episode of our Let's Play. Now you're probably wondering where I am right now, and we are right next to our base. And as you can see, we are now standing where we had all of our mangrove trees, but unfortunately we had to clear all of this out because we needed to make space for our build today. So just by clearing out that little mangrove biome, we were able to grab so many materials within these chests. So now that we've got this area completely cleared out, we finally have a clean slate to place down our build. And I'm really excited about this. Anyway guys, like I was saying, I'm really excited about this build just because it's been in the works for quite a while now. And I'm just glad that we are finally able to bring it to this world. But in saying that, we probably will have to turn this mansion into a two-parter. Huh, I bet you guys thought I killed these guys. But before we can get started on the building, we actually need to go out and gather the materials first. So for most of our builds, the main material only really consists of 30 to 40 stacks. But in today's build, it's going to consist of over 200 stacks of snow blocks alone, which is just insane. Now, the next material that we're going to be mainly using is white wool. But this time, we will only be needing about 30 to 40 stacks. So, still a lot, but not as much. So instead of going to a snow biome and absolutely destroying it and stripping it of all its snow caps, instead, we are going to build our own snow farm. Now, building this snow farm was pretty easy. The only issue that we actually ran into was the location. And this is because Minecraft decided to use actual physics. And what I mean by this is the biome that we're actually in quotation marks, is too hot. So if I was to put a snowman in either a desert biome or a savanna biome, it will melt instantly. So in order to build a snowman in our savanna biome, we would need to make him on a Y block level of 200 or over. But there was no way that I was going to build a huge platform in the sky just to house our snowman. However, there is a river that runs right through our biome. And this river is classified as just a river biome. So this means we can build our snowman on any Y coordinate. Now there was just one more thing I wanted to add, and that is our auto crafter. Just by having this will just be an extra tool so we don't have to worry about actually crafting the snow blocks. So once we start harvesting, we'll just be placing all these snowballs into the auto crafter. So now that that was all sorted, it was time to start harvesting. Now this farm works so well because it utilizes the snow golem. Since every block the snow golem steps on, it leaves behind a snow cap. So when we destroy the snow cap that was underneath it, it would instantly replace it with a new one. Hence, creating an infinite snow farm. Though I wish it was that simple. So I sat there harvesting for about 30 minutes, and still we were getting pretty much nothing. So if this was all that we were getting in the time that we were harvesting, plus let's not forget the time that we need to take to go and mend our tool, this was going to end up being a very long process. So I decided to head to my closest snow biome and start harvesting away with my Silk Touch shovel. And this was extremely effective because not only was I able to gather enough snow blocks in my inventory, but I was able to do it in a time that was reasonable, plus barely using any durability on my shovel. So I decided to use both methods. And very quickly, we were able to not only fill one double chest up, but 6 full of snow blocks. Now that we have gathered all the snow blocks that we need, it was time to gather our light grey concrete. And all we needed for this was some sand, gravel, and of course our dye. And next, it was on to our white wool. And thanks to the sheep farm that we have had under this house for the longest time, we were able to produce more than enough white wool. And the last material that we needed to get was our stripped spruce wood. And lucky enough, since we were already in the snow biome, I decided it'd be a good idea to start chopping down these trees. And with their saplings, we were able to make so many more by our base. And once again, chopping them all down. So we now have all the main materials that we're going to be using for this build. So as you can see right behind me, we went and built up a dirt foundation because we're going to be needing this for our grey concrete powder. So all of this light grey powder will become our road. Alrighty guys, we now have our driveway fully in, and you can see it is a very unique sort of design. So as you can see, the driveway opens up to this massive sort of roundabout shape, and we can put a fountain in the middle. But what I really find cool is the driveway actually wraps around to the very side of the build and will run down the entirety of it, and I guess the garage is going to be at the very end of the build. And of course, we have added in a bunch of frog lights at the bottom here just to stop the mobs from spawning on top. So hopefully once we get a bit of texture on the driveway, these should blend in a lot more. So before we get started on the actual house, there is one thing we need to sort out, and that is our buddy Gary. So Gary has been a part of this world since the very early episodes. We actually saved him from a pillager raid. Unfortunately, he was the only one in his village to survive. And ever since then, Gary has been working for us, creating a lot of wheat so we can turn that all into some bread. And I've been watching Gary for some time now. And don't worry, not in a creepy way at all. So I thought it was time for Gary to go out into the world and find himself. However, he didn't go too far. He decided he wanted to be a store clerk. And this was at our finest strip mall in this world, may I say. And now for his replacement. So it was just a quick trip to our villager breeding area. Then our villagers had to make some lovings and pop out a little baby. Then it was to put the baby on the boat and bring him to civilization. And now he will spend the rest of eternity in the garage. Now that we got that out of the way, it's time to finally get started on our mansion. So the start of this build is finally getting some shape into it. As you can see though, there are many gaps around, and we haven't even really done the back side of this build. And that is because I forgot two main materials, and that is our quartz and our glass. And because the quartz is our floor and the main back wall is pretty much a big open glass wall, we don't really have anything to show for this back part. So for the part that I dread most, we have to go back into the nether. And I hate doing this because every time we go into that nether, something bad always happens. But I have my big boy pants on now, so yeah, hopefully it all goes really well. And look at the build right behind us. Just think, we're doing it for it.
A few moments later.
So after a gruesome adventure through the nether, we were able to get all the quartz that we needed. And thank God, nothing happened. We were all safe. Everyone is still alive. And wow, did that take a long time. So we just have the last of the smooth quartz in the furnace, and once that's done, guys, we can actually go to the house and start our floor. So yeah, I'll just wait for that and then we'll get started. Now, unfortunately, guys, we did lose some of our footage of us building the rest of this house up, but that's just how the cookie crumbles, I guess. So as we walk in, we got a massive stairway through the middle here, and then on our left and right, we got a few rooms. So the first room is our dining area, and we have a nice view of our actual house here. And as you can see, we got our floor that sinks in on the sides here, and we just have our beautiful couch here to watch the TV. And we've got two rooms off to the side here as well, which has nothing inside yet. So they'll probably just be a bathroom and a storage area. To the right over here, we're going to have our big dining table. So we're going to be taking advantage of pistons to create our chairs. And then at the end of our hallway, we have the main area. So this is where our kitchen will be. And we've got this massive space so we can kind of play around with this once we decide what we want to put here. And then up top here is where our bedrooms are going to be. And you can see it is a massive open space here. So we're going to get a lot of good views coming out of these windows. So the master bedroom off to the side here. And with, wow, that is very, very pretty. So as you can see, we still need to get a lot more done. We need to install our lights, our furniture, and of course our windows. So probably the start of next episode, we're going to get those windows complete. And then that means that we'll have a lot more time to work on the little bits and bobs. So anyway, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you guys had a blast. And like I said, next episode, we're going to get straight into this build to get it complete. And I am already loving how this looks. So once we get everything else done, can't wait to see what it looks like. So once again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next episode. Peace out.